Hello, hello, my friends. We are kicking off my Best Candles of the Year series today with none other than Bath and Body Works. Now, if you are new to my channel, you may or may not know that I have kind of this love-hate relationship with Bath and Body Works candles. I love them because when they run some good sales, you can get some candles at a pretty good, decent price, right? I also like that I can usually meander on into a store, pick them up, sniff them, kind of know what I'm getting myself into before committing to a purchase. Unlike some other candle companies that I support and love, I like to be able to smell them ahead of time. They're pretty much everywhere. And so I like that aspect of Bath and Body Works. However, an element of Bath & Body Works that I don't always like is that sometimes their candles, well, those girls can be a little bit high maintenance sometimes. Sometimes they get puny wicks, sometimes they get too high of flames going and you get these soot monsters. Sometimes, like any candle brand, they, it's all over the place. But I have come to realize that all candle brands have their hits and misses. And so I thought it would be fun today to just narrow down and share with you my top 5 candles from Bath and Body Works this year. So the criteria that I kind of had in my mind when I was coming up with this video was that these had to be candles that were new to me in 2023. So this may not necessarily be my list of all-time favorite Bath and Body Works candles, but these are just the candles that I tried in 2023 that I loved. These are all candles that, spoiler alert, a couple of these I have repurchased. Some of them I hope to repurchase. And so that means a lot for me because you guys, I have a big candle collection, and also as somebody who reviews candles here on YouTube, I do always have to balance out my budget between burning the candles that I know that I love, but also saving some money to be able to try out new things. So yeah, this intro is getting long enough, but here are my top 5 candles of 2023. I'm not going to put them in any particular order because that would just be way too hard for me to do. So the reason I'm leading off with Bath and Body Works is because I think for all of you who follow Bath and Body Works sales, we all know that the semi-annual sale is coming up right after Christmas. And so the reason I wanted to get this video up for you is to share with you what candles I think would be worth a purchase if they make a return during semi-annual sale, because some of these are not currently available and I hope to see them pop up. Let's go ahead and start out with a one that, if you've been with me for a while, you know you were gonna see this one. I've kind of given a sneak peek many times. Sorry, you guys, my hair. I tried a new hairstyle today and it's just getting into my face right now. But a candle that you guys all know that I love, I've made no secret about it, Coffee and Whiskey. Oh my word. I love, love, love this fragrance. It has like a creaminess to it. I wouldn't detect the coffee note, like say the coffee note that's in Paris Cafe. That is definitely like a coffee candle to me. When I smell Coffee and Whiskey, I don't necessarily get like a boozy vibe from it, but I also at the same time don't get like overly coffee. There is like a vanilla note in there. The vanilla note reminds me of some other candles that Bath and Body Works, quite frankly, I think it's the same vanilla note that they use in all of their like neutral blends collection, which you will see a couple of those here in this lineup. But I just absolutely love that fragrance. It's sweet, but it's not boozy. It's a great year-round candle. I tend to like burning it in the morning time. You can pair it with hot cocoa and cream. You can pair it with Kringle Candles Dalgona, probably Paris Cafe. You could, oh man, it is just such a lovely scent. I also realized as I'm sitting down to film this that I only have 2 of these candles currently in my collection, so I can't list the fragrance notes for you, but so I'm going to be describing it to you just based off of memory. All right, the next fragrance that made my top 5 list is Vanilla and Musk. Again, another wonderful, almost like a marshmallow vanilla type of fragrance. I say that the vanilla marshmallow in there is very similar to, what's the other candle that I was just thinking of? Oh, it just crossed my mind. The lavender and marshmallow, the one, it just came out. The marshmallow note in there reminds me of whatever vanilla note they are using in the vanilla and musk. In fact, I feel like that candle there, you guys, I don't follow Bath and Body Works like some other people do. I believe that that candle was initially released as marshmallow and musk or something along those lines, and that's what it reminds me of. It's not necessarily a vanilla type of smell. It's kind of a sweet marshmallow type of smell, but the musk note in there was just fantastic. Now I will tell you and give you some warning, that candle burned really dirty for me. So if you are really concerned about soot on your walls, you might want to limit your burn time on that candle to maybe 2 hours to limit the amount of sootiness. Again, the fragrance on that just was so superb to me that I was willing to put up with the sootiness because I just absolutely loved the fragrance. Another blend, you know what, most of these are like ands or blends. I tend to really like the blended scents. This is a candle that I talked about in my recent Bath & Body Works haul because I purchased 2 candles trying to get the same aesthetic as this one. And in fact, one of you, I'm sorry, I can't recall your name at the moment, but one of you actually left a comment on that video that this candle that I am referring to, it is rumored that it will be making a return. In fact, my local associate told me that she believes that it might be coming out for SAS, but don't quote me on that. But Pink Lavender and Espresso was another hit for me, and I was so surprised that I loved that candle as much as I did because, fun fact about me, I don't really consider myself a lavender lover, and I like some coffee fragrances, but it's not something that I'm just like, oh wow, I love it. But that candle earlier this year, I could not get enough of. I think I burned through maybe 3 of those when it came out. I believe that came out maybe in January or February. I do remember burning it like towards the tail end of last winter. Oh my word, I just love that fragrance. Now the pink lavender note in there that I get, and what I was talking about in my recent Bath & Body Works haul from Candle Day, the pink lavender note that I smell is very similar to what you detect in lavender marshmallow. The espresso note was in there, but it's not super strong. It's the espresso note that I kind of get from Paris Cafe. So if you combine those two together, if pink lavender and espresso does not come back, you might be able to get a similar vibe by having to purchase 2 candles, which would be lavender marshmallow and Paris Cafe. But if we could just get pink lavender and espresso back stat, I would be very happy. All right, another candle that I picked up in the summertime, and I went through 2 of them, and I was kind of kicking myself that I did not get a bunch of backups of it, and I hope I will see it again. Palo Santo Vanilla. Now, I am somebody, you know what, it's funny, this year I discovered that I actually really like Palo Santo fragrances, but they have to be blended with just the right thing. Otherwise, they don't hit my nose right. So for example, I know that there's Palo Santo and Sage. I don't really care for that fragrance. It smells a little bit too hippie-ish for me. And no shade if you love that fragrance. I'm just saying my own personal preferences. I don't really love that fragrance. But something again about that vanilla, it kind of calms down the, Palo Santo is kind of like an earthy resinous type of fragrance. It just, that vanilla note in there lends a little bit of sweetness in there without it being cloying, and it doesn't take away from the earthy vibe of Palo Santo, but you also don't feel like you're at like Burning Man or something like that. Like you don't feel like it's too earthy or too hippie or too medicinal type of smelling. But I absolutely loved that fragrance. This was the year that I discovered that I really liked fragrances that I've just never tried before, and I've discovered like, wow, I really like that. And I will tell you that my last candle that I am putting on this list, I actually have 3 or 4 of them in my collection right now, which again, you guys, is saying something because I typically try not to buy tons and tons of backups just because I only have so much room to store my candles, and I have this channel. So anyways, the last candle that I am going to talk about, rounding out my top 5, Pistachio and Toasted Vanilla. Oh my word. Now, if you've been following me for a while, I have told you that if you are somebody who is familiar with Homeworks candles, there was a Homeworks candle that came out, I want to say it probably was around 2019, I think, because that's when I was first getting into Homeworks candles. There was a candle on QVC called Almond Flower, and toasted, what is it? Pistachio and toasted vanilla. I always get them mixed up. Like, I'm like, what's the wording on that? Pistachio and toasted vanilla reminds me of that candle. If you like almond type of fragrances, if you like kind of that creamy almond vibe, you will love this fragrance. It's unique. It's a unique fragrance. You don't necessarily smell almond notes in a ton of home fragrance. I feel like it's starting to make its way into more candles these days, but it's not one that you just see all over the place. There's kind of a creaminess to it. It's a nice fragrance that you can burn year round. I personally really love burning it in like January, February. It's a nice transitional scent from winter into spring. It's not floral by any method, but oh, it's a really, really good one. So those were my 5 favorite fragrances that I tried for the first time this year from Bath & Body Works. Please feel free to comment down below. Maybe if you have a top 5, top 3, maybe your absolute favorite, you don't even have to think about it. We would love to know what you have been loving at Bath & Body Works this year. Like I said, I think the only ones that are currently available are coffee and whiskey and pistachio and toasted vanilla. Those were the only ones that I have seen in my store recently. But I am hoping that they will make an appearance back for SAS next week, or maybe even after that. So yes, that was fun. It was a little bit difficult for me to do. If you guys are curious to know what some of my not favorite candles were, I did post a video about that earlier this week, and I will have that linked in the description box down below, or maybe I'll put it at the very end of this video so that way you can find it a little bit easier. Don't forget that if you like this video, to please hit the thumbs up button. It really helps me out. Also, if you want to stick around for more of my content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I like to talk about a lot of home fragrance here on my channel. I do hauls, I do first sniff impressions. I'm trying to get back into being more diligent about doing dedicated candle reviews. I do empties videos, so that kind of gives you a compilation. But yeah, it's just a girl here who loves to talk about home fragrance, and I'd love to talk about it with all of you. So hit that subscribe button if you want to stick around for more of my content. I also want to say thank you so much to all of you who have done that recently. I had a goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I'm pretty close to my goal. I don't know if I will hit it, but if you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you to those of you who have already done that. I want to say thank you to those of you who have been with me for a long, long time. I really genuinely do appreciate you being here, all of your sweet comments, and I don't know, I love this community. So I'm rambling. I'm going to go ahead and cut myself off here. Happy shopping next week if you choose to partake in SAS. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. Brightest blessings to you, regardless of what you celebrate. But I want to say thank you so very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next video, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.